Man, I don't know. However, there is a video I want to watch with you guys. I just kept forgetting about it. I want to watch a video about Bellular's Endwalker gearing experience or something like that. I want to see what he's saying about it. So we're gonna have a look. Let's see what he has to say. It's only like 16 minutes. MIDI, yes, there's a MIDI. And he's got the caster gear on. Or the healing gear, one of the two. So getting pre-raid BiS and Endwalker opened my eyes. So remember, this is a man that's come from WoW to Final Fantasy. And like, it's a very different gearing system here. Like, it's a lot more strict here. There's like more insurance on getting things. Whereas WoW is like a fucking loot treadmill. So, it's not him, by the way. It's the other dude. Oh, well, either way, like, you know, their opinion is still valid. Let's see.
I already knew how gearing worked when I went into Endwalker, but actually experiencing it in new content for the first time is entirely on another level. FF14's gearing, right now anyway, doesn't so much as respect your time as much as it loves you as a player. The process of actually getting to pre-raid BiS absolutely blew my mind. So I wanted to just sit down and talk about it for a while. Now, as with other videos, there will be spoilers, and they will be very clearly marked.
It's fine, we're a spoiler-free channel.
And for this one, they'll
we're
only
a
be
spoiler-heavy channel, it's fine.
So I won't say anything that'll spoil you. So when I talk about spoilers, when I say spoilers, just tab out or minimize the window or something, and listen away, you'll be fine. First of all, I'll explain why I love the design on paper, like the design of gearing. In Endwalker, you get your 560 artifact armor for your left side just through the MSQ, you know, the actual job gear. Then you get 540 to 560 accessories from story dungeons, so usually you'll come out of MSQ with about 545, 550, maybe a little bit higher item level. Yes. Then the first actual requirement is needing 560 for the extreme trials, so if you want to do those, you only really need a few bits of the Moonward gear, which, you know, the 570 gear, that's the uncapped tombstone gear, the Final Fantasy IV references. So you'll need that. And you'll also need to maybe farm any missing dungeon accessories, but there's no lockout, so you can just farm tomes or the items to your heart's content. There's such a low barrier to entry that it feels great, like, for a start, but let's talk about the extremes.
Oh god. Wait.
Okay, so the following...
Dude, I hope, like, he complains about people locking high item level or something, man. Dude, I hope he fucking complains. Because everyone knows my issue with, like, extremes and how people operate PF is that people just lock really high item level because they think, like, it's gonna die faster. When it's just, there's, like, the correlation just isn't there. Like, I mean, I don't think he will, just because this isn't really that kind of video, and I don't know how, like, seasoned in PF they are. But like, overall, like, I think gearing pre-raid is okay. Like, it just gives you some freedom. It's a bit weird how, like, you just know it's gonna be replaced so fast, though. And apart from the extreme gear, like, the tome gear just exists, like, to exist, to allow you to do some damage. Like, I don't really know. Make PF sound like a war zone? Well, it's the fucking Wild West on EU.
Segment will have video-only spoilers for the first Endwalker trial. If you've done it, work away, continue watching, but if you haven't done it, either tab out, open a new tab, something like that, but continue to listen and you'll be fine. I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Oh, that's some
A
primal
fun
too.
aspect
Yeah, I don't doubt
of the
it.
extremes is the different gear, first of all. Extreme 1 has accessories, and Extreme 2 has weapons, which kind of neatly categorizes which one you want to do and why in your head. Systems wise, it like, you know, player experience, it makes targeting gear easier to do, but experientially it just feels right. You know, you go fight redacted to get the redacted weapon, and that's how you think about it, and that just feels kind of right. Of course, also there's no lockout, so you can just farm what you want. You can just farm it until you get what you need, and they still, even after that, they still have a generous drop rate. Extreme 1 drops 4 accessories, meaning in theory half the party gets a bit of loot. That's 4 out of 8. Extreme 2 drops a random weapon and also a weapon coffer, which is, you know, a generic item that turns into your job item. So that's 2 out of 8. It means if the weapon drops actual weapon and you're in a 1 player per job party, you will 100% get it. Otherwise, you roll for the coffer. And that means, based on loot alone, it takes 8 or less kills per trial to gear a full party. At fastest, it could be done in 4. And then there's the extra backup, the totems. Every kill for a trial nets you a totem for that trial, which you can then just spend to pick something from that trial.
That's a really sharp shader, man.
It takes 5 totems from Extreme 1 for an accessory, or 10 totems from Extreme 2 for a weapon. Usually you can use your totems for alt jobs, but if you're really unlucky with rolls, it means that there's only a fixed number of kills you actually need for the gear. You can't, you know, fight Extreme 2 for, you know, 30 times and get no weapon.
I'm sure we're about to like hear his actual opinion on this, but like I just want to chime in. Because I have always found it weird how at the start we have an extreme that drops accessories. And every single other extreme from then on drops a weapon, including the one it releases with. Like, it's so weird how they do this. Like, it's because, like, obviously they don't give us left side because they add in more left side when Savage drops. But, like, I really want to know, like, what made them do it that way. Because it's so odd to me. What is it with this, like, preliminary gearing? Like, it's, like, just drip-feeding gear in a way. What else are they gonna drop? Well, I don't know, man. Like, you know, maybe that's it. Maybe the answer is just simply, we gotta put this in the game. People need something. But too many ring options. I mean, that sounds terrible. But, yeah. It'd be nice if they dropped a mount. Yeah, like, I don't have a better solution. Because it's not really a problem in the first place. It's just, like, it's just a weird choice. I don't know. No, I'm not really sure. Like, I don't complain about it because I don't really care, man. Like, you know, I just get gear, cool, alright, move on. It's not really a problem. It's just, it feels like a needless stepping stone because then you get 580 crafted or 580 normal gear. When Savage drops, you have the 590 tome gear. And then there's the 600 raid gear. Like, I guess it's just to have something to drop.
You can do it 10 times and definitely get it. Even for the mount, which has a backup of 99 totems. It's all just so balanced. There's gear, go get it. If it drops, awesome, great, fantastic. If it doesn't, just try it again. If you're really having shit luck, you can just work towards buying it instead, and you know that'll always be there. That said, lockouts do actually exist elsewhere, so let's get into those for a bit. Coming next week is Pandemonium's first 4 bosses, and as usual, they're each going to have a lockout. And obviously, you know, the raid loot system based on tokens.
Yes.
Now, I haven't actually engaged with this system with a lockout yet because I hit Endgame after it was removed from E12. I remember just farming E11 to fill up all of the Edenborn gear I needed. It was great, but even with the lockout, it feels geared towards replayability. I was going to talk about it at
this
length,
man
but
was savage
I think
rated.
I'll leave that until it comes out so I can speak from actual experience instead of, like, you know, just trying to think through it at the minute. So, but For anyone unfamiliar, the TLDR is that it's the same item level as Extreme Gear, but obviously Extreme only has the accessories and the weapon, no actual armor. The Raid, on the other hand, drops everything, but, you know, the weekly lockout. But that weekly lockout doesn't actually trigger until you've won the token you're going for, and then you trade either 1, 2, or 4 of those in for gear, depending on the slot. But the lockout doesn't happen, so you just wait until you see what you need, and then roll, and you're good. Then you need 7 tokens for a weapon, which are, you know, one's guaranteed from the last boss every week, so you just wait 7 weeks. Or you can go do the extreme weapon instead, which, you know, extreme's harder, so the idea is that it's time in the normal raid or effort in the extreme trials. Then, of course, there's Savage coming later, which will have a much more old school loot style since the lockout's actually used up by the roll rather than actually winning the gear, you know, like you would expect from a lot of loot games. But at least it uses coffers, so groups don't like get gear that they don't need with their comp. The weirdest bit overall.
Yeah, dude, I remember Stormblood gearing, man. Like, fuck. Like, the current system we have is shit for PF, like it is, because everyone's free-for-alling. But in Stormblood and, like, before, it would just drop random pieces of gear from random gear sets. So you could just get fucking cucked week after week. Like, say you were a ninja and you needed scouting gear. And, like, all you ever saw was, like, aiming and fending for, like, fucking 4 weeks. Like, man, it felt so bad. Oh, God. Like, it was... you know, it was more fair for PF because everyone was kind of on an equal playing field, sort of. But for statics, it was worse. Like, this new system is great for statics. And, you know, I think they intend these things to be cleared in statics more than anything else. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, it's meant to be clearable by Pogs as well. But this gear system is so much better for statics than it is for PF that I just don't feel like... I feel like there is some bias there. But... yeah, I mean, can you imagine EU trying to delegate gear in PF? Like, if you win a piece, please leave. Like, no! It's every man for himself here. But, random loot was garbage. I don't know, like, the coffer system, like, it's... the only plus for PF is that there's several pieces, so you have several chances. But, like, you could just get so unlucky in PF every week. Thankfully, the books exist, but, you know. That's always been a thing, so I'm not really factoring that in here. There could be a loot rule they implement. It could be implementable, yeah. That would be nice. I think that would be a good solution. It would stop, like, loot goblins. You need everything, I don't even have melee. Well, I mean, that's a different problem entirely. Like, that's when people, like, roll on shit in extremes for classes they don't even have, like, leveled at all, let alone, like, at 80. Where they're gonna start leveling it at some point. That's a completely different issue. But, yeah. Alright, Mike, I mean, I know someone had to say it, but come on, man.
I think is how the weekly capped tombstone gear is the highest non-savage gear available, so players who can't go into Savage or won't go into Savage are kind of just reduced to doing roulettes and waiting for the cap to reset. I'm not sure how that feels in practice, but in theory, to me, it feels a little bit off. I'm really not sure, so let me know what you think about it. As for the overall experience of the...
I mean, like, at least it's not like WoW, where you can't even go and kill the boss again. Like in WoW, I don't know if you guys know, but like when you kill a boss for the week, like it's gone. It's not in that instance anymore. You can't go and do it again unless it's on a different difficulty. Wait, you can? Is that changed? I swear that's changed. Cause like I swear it was on every difficulty. You do it once and that was it. You can kill them again? Alright, in that case, never mind. Hush my fucking mouth. No loot. Yeah, I mean, I figured that much. But, like, I think it's good that, like, you can do that. Not, okay, in WoW as well, then. Like, I'm glad you can do that. So you can still practice. But yeah, like, even like not being able to do that on Mythic is weird. Like, that seems odd to me. Like, why would you not be allowed to go and practice Mythic? Like, you know, the one that arguably needs the practice. Like, that's a little odd to me. Anyway, like, if you can do it on easy difficulties, then fine. But then, like, you might as well just put Mythic and Savage together here, because they're the hardest difficulties. I'm not really counting ultimates right now. Practice once you've cleared it, to be honest. I mean, I guess, but... I don't know. I think that's a bit weird. I think it's nicer if you can go and kill things again. Just so you can help other people as well. I mean, it's a different system here. And, like, Mythic isn't really meant to be puggable in WoW, if I remember correctly. Whereas Savage is, but even then, wouldn't it be nice to go and help people?
Streams, gear is only one small piece of the puzzle. The actual system design behind loot is important, and it is really good, I think, but in my experience, the content itself, and then even the party finder, make up like the rest of the picture, the like holistic experience. And I was so inspired by them, I actually just want to sit and talk for a while. So here's how my experience of getting pre-grade BiS actually unfolded. I was sat on Discord, like most Saturday nights, wondering what to do. Do I farm tomes? Do I level warrior to 90? After plenty of hesitation and then a lot of deliberation, our resident bunny tank Tom and I just decided to suck it up. We decided, okay, we'll get some extreme practice in.
I feel like I've met this person before, man.
We joined a practice party and started practicing. Now, everyone was feeling...
They are on light, so...
ones, but with every pull, we got a little bit further, and the two of us especially figured it out a little bit more. And I was genuinely amazed by this experience.
No.
It was a few hours later, like solid hours of
Zodiac. Yeah, I think they are.
Once we understood the fight, we were hitting Enrage reliably. And they were like, God, I can't believe these players are still with us. But we figured we would call it a night. Then, on Sunday morning, we assembled a couple people from the FC. We threw up a duty completion
This
party.
is where I see my name in the video somewhere, dude.
And
oh,
then
no.
led them to victory. Once we secured one clean kill, repeating that feat was easy. And then, after 5 kills, which took about 2 hours, I had everything I needed.
Dude, like, look how positive their party chat is, man. Keep it up, Chad. Smile. Have you ever seen such positivity? Oh, man. Like, in every farm party I have that's maybe not bad, not good, sorry, which isn't many, hasn't been many. Like, most farm parties have been pretty good, to be honest. You don't see any shit like that, or you just see people, like, being fucking mad. Oh, jeez.
Everything I needed. Tom,
don't get, like...
And I had the patience of practice parties and the skill of the completion parties.
Don't get deluded, man.
Anyway, when you forsake all your responsibilities for Endwalker, a weekend is actually quite a lot of time. So on Sunday night, invigorated by our victories and the fact we were like getting close to BiS, we figured, let's go get the weapon. Now, spoiler time again. This time, we're going to show footage from the second Endwalker trial as well as the first, so if you haven't gotten that far yet, again, tab out and listen instead. 3, 2, 1, Lala Jam.
No, please.
Extreme 2 went much the same as Extreme 1 did. On Sunday night, we got a very patient group to practice with us, and we made our way till about halfway through the fight after a lot of death. But I couldn't stop once we disbanded, and I stayed up far too late, just chain joining practice parties until I knew the whole fight like the back of my hand. Didn't get a kill, sadly. The best try that night was dying to Enrage at 0.7%, which certainly frustrating, but, you know.
Was he checking the battle log to see how he died?
Anyway, we regrouped on Monday, and I shared all of my late night learnings. We got a couple people to fill in our ranks, and then we went and we killed it. Then we killed it again and again for a couple of hours. I think it was maybe 7 kills, and I finally had my shiny new healing guns. And then I spent the tomes that I was also getting while we were farming on the last Moonward bit. I believe it was the hairpin, and that was me, pre-raid BiS. I wasn't done just yet though, since we just went back in on Tuesday night because other people needed it, and it's fun. Why not? So now after
inventory
Tuesday
looks like mine.
I think everyone in the FC who was playing with us has their weapon and has a stack of totems to spend if they need any alt jobs. It's such a great experience. I've genuinely had an absolute blast learning the fights and then leading others through them afterwards. People are like, they're hungry to learn. They will follow instructions. They get what's going on. The fights are designed so clean. The experience overall has been like real, just buttery smooth. It's been...
Bro, like, who is he meeting, man? He must be getting so lucky with the people he's meeting. Bro, if you get that... Nah, man. This isn't PF. This is... Nah, this is like some fucking horse shit. He's been paid to make this video. Does he stream? I don't think so. If they do, they stream on YouTube. Doing it with his FC? I mean, maybe. Like, if he's doing it in an FC group, then yeah, okay. Like, that makes more sense. But, like... I don't know. Like, I've heard this a lot, that, like, creators are getting, like, really good parties just conveniently. And I'm just like, wait, what? Maybe they're just really positive about summoners doing 2k DPS in Zodiac, man. Who knows? I think the bar for comparison is the WoW LFG experience. Yeah, no, I guess. Like, maybe it is just that much better. And so, like, when the bar is literally fucking 6 feet under, like, you really can't go any lower. Streamer privilege? Where's my streamer privilege?
Oh, my shoulder!
Let's be honest here. Like, well, why don't I meet fucking utopic parties all the time? When I go into randoms. Yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, I have, like, chat who are always gaming. And, like, there's never issues of chat. Obviously. Like, I have that. So, okay, yeah, maybe I do have a bit of streamer privilege. But, I mean, like, when I'm going into PF, like, on my own. That's what I mean. It's very different, chat. Oh, you grief and die a few times. Wait, you meet us when we farm out, then you grief and die a few times in the same pool. Wait, when? When, dude? Wow, this is abuse. What do you mean? What do you mean, man? Fine, Finn Vivo, thank you for the follow. Welcome. That is not it. Remember how I got my Zodiac mount? No, I don't remember. I never said I don't make mistakes. What do you mean? I've had bad pulls too. I just mean, like, when I go into PF, like, sometimes it's just really fucking rough. Eat it off and later diet again. I don't remember that. That was probably just a bad pull, man. That never happens. I don't know what you mean. That happens once every, like, 40 pulls. Maybe 30. Something like that. You carried your ult in Zodiac. You didn't carry me. Actually, you probably did. My DPS was probably dog shit. I had, like, no gear. And I'm not good at summoner. But yeah, I'm referring to literally just, like, when I go into PF. And... you know, as much as experiences have been more okay lately, when it's bad, it's really fucking bad. Anya is cute, yeah, she is. Yeah, well, that's what I was referring to. Like, I'm talking about when I go into PF. Like, yeah, of course, when I have chat in the party, it's not a problem. I was never referring to that. But like the way he's painting it makes it sound like he's just gone into PF randomly, and just every experience has always been incredible.
Such a far cry from what I'm used to in so many other games. People have been, they've been helpful rather than feeling like a hindrance. Maybe that'll change if I do Savage, but right now I feel pretty good. And I have
think
a
so.
point to this.
Yes.
It might sound weird to those of you who haven't played World of Warcraft or only played World of Warcraft with large groups of solid players or like a pretty good guild or something like that, but the idea of joining a practice party, at least at the beginning, was genuinely terrifying. That concept doesn't exist in WoW. It's implicit that every group expects kills. That's kind of how it works. So players put hours into trying to get invited to groups. They clear trash, they kill bosses, even ones they've already killed, for no loot, because that's how you get to later bosses, only for half the group to leave, maybe more, when the fight goes wrong once. Not a couple times, once. Like, they know their time will be wasted if they stay with this group, based on what they've seen, so they take the loss, the massive loss of time, and try to find a good group, which is, repeating the entire process from step one. In contrast, my experience in Endwalker has been amazing. Like, obviously, I've had a few frustrated people.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, here, unfortunately, it's a case of people just being scared of getting banned, rather than, genuinely being, like, really nice people on the internet. So, like, people don't criticize as much as, like, they maybe should, because they don't know if they've run into, like, some stuck-up little shit who's gonna go and write a report the second they leave the duty, Like, some of it is definitely fake.
I've had a few people holding parties back, almost gotten in a couple fights with some triple legends, but most people have been patient, they've been helpful.
Man, the meme is already here! Man, I wonder if I was one of them. Do you reckon I was one of them, chat? Fuck, what if I was one of them, dude? Shit, dude. What if that was me? Oh, man. What if that was me? I'm actually paranoid now. Like, what if I said something that, like, pissed him off? Even though, like, when I talk in party chat, I'm just kind of honest about what I see. I don't, like, insult people or anything. Oh my god.
And they've been quick to improve, either in practice, or they've been really reliable when it comes to farm. So I sat and tried to think about why this could be. I think it's for maybe some combination of three reasons. First one is the practice parties. Having parties that require a prior kill, to complete parties, it ensures that players who want a guaranteed kill or like a proper loot farm can actually find one, and players who aren't there yet can find.
Oh, is he about to confirm everything I say about PF? Come on, dude, this is your time.
Practice parties, and they go in to these practice parties with the right expectation that they're there to learn, not for a kill.
Yes,
I think expectation management is so key to experience overall, and the party finder absolutely nails it. The second part then is the low barrier to entry. Find the party, leader clicks the button, time to fight the boss. It does feel a little bit unnatural, but it really, really wins out when it allows for people with little time free to just get a good few attempts in. It's just literally just in and out, quick 20-minute adventure.
And you got kicked.
Also, the short iteration time means more gameplay, which I think frustrates people less. You get frustrated whenever you spend so much prep time, get into a fight, and 5 minutes in, someone fails mechanic, group disbands. That's, as someone who pugs a lot in World of Warcraft, that's fairly common. And I have not yet to see it happen over in FF. And honestly, I don't think that's anything to do with the quality of player. I think it's more about expectation and how the party finder sets that up. Now, there's a third reason as well, I think, and that's that most fights and jobs are an absolute joy to play. So the experience holistically of doing them feels wonderful. They're really fun. They're designed cleanly and fairly, so people can, like, at a glance, they can kind of understand what's going on. Or if they don't, they can follow the group's lead. It's like, when people need to spread, the whole group needs to spread. So if you see, 6, 7 other people spread, you go, what do I do? Oh, shit, I spread. That makes sense. Same with the stack markers. People just intuit them, and they can play. It just works, honestly. It just works. It also helps it.
I don't know, man. Like, I think a lot of this is down to, like...
a tier 1 sub to metal_gx. They have given
I think a lot of this is down to personal experience. And I think your view of PF is, like, shaped over time. He's had a good start, and that's nice. That's pretty cool. And he's absolutely right that managing expectations is important. Like, if you go into a practice party and expect a fucking kill, then you're an idiot. But on that same note, if you go into a practice party and you're literally just fucking dead weight and you don't learn anything, that's also stupid. So, like, it kind of goes both ways. However, I think it takes longer to really kind of know how PF is. I think it takes a bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad his experience has been good to start with, because it definitely isn't for some people. Like, people have even come into my chat and said, like, they tried to practice a fight for the first time and just got fucking screamed at, like, and it's discouraging. So, I'm glad he's not had that experience. But, at the same time, as much as he's right, I feel like it takes a little bit longer to really know if it quote-unquote works or not. But that's just me, and I spend all day every day in fucking PF, so... I'm just that sweaty nerd that just goes, actually! Like... Yukio, thank you for the gifted sub, dude. Thank you, man.
Both of these fights they're utterly beautiful. They're obviously exaggerated versions of the existing trials, which means you've already got an intro to most of the mechanics.
Yes.
But one thing that's important is you feel the weight of the narrative. From, you remember your first time there, the music, the sounds, the situation, and you feel that while you're fighting. You feel it when you're fighting. And then the spectacle. The spectacle is incredible.
I'm a dirty cutscene skipper, so unfortunately I do not.
After the ad phase on Extreme 2. Literally every time I see it, I am a little bit awestruck.
Wait, Yone's in the party. I know that person.
Actually, the amount of times I say it out loud in Discord, I just go, boys, when is this going to get tiring? When is this going to get old? That silhouette, the voice line, the sound, it's all just incredible. The fights themselves are like part IQ test. They're part rehearsed dance that's fun to do, all while you're engaging with your own level 90 job mechanics, and combined, it's just fun. I've just had a lot of fun.
I feel like that's one of those more subtle things, maybe, not something you constantly
that's it for
notice.
Spoiler footage. If you've been listening, you can come back and watch now. Basically, the holistic experience of doing extremes, holistic meaning as a whole, has been incredible.
They're quite new, yeah.
There are 3 elements in Harmony.
Ish.
There's fair and player-friendly loot design. There's a party finder designed to create this like culture of managed expectations, which ultimately results in happy players. And the third is exceptional encounters.
I'm too jaded for this, man. Like, I'm not mocking him, I promise. I'm just too fucking jaded. I really am. That's all it is. When I hear that, I'm just like, nope. Oh, man. I just can't. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he's having a good time. I really am. I just wonder how long it's gonna last, dude. I hope it lasts, but it doesn't take long for you to kind of notice the cracks in the mask, Oh, man.
These 3 things just work together perfectly to create this wonderful experience. As it turns out, the strategy to create recurring engagement
Never
in
had a bad
content
time. This is amazing.
is to make it
MMO.
appropriately rewarding, easy to get into,
He
and a
is
lot of
right.
fun. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I can only hope I feel the same next week and again in January. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and I promise, Michael will have the MSQ finished so that we can talk about it soon. I'll see you then.
Nice shade. I mean, like, mostly he's right. Like, again, I am a bit, like, the starting systems at the start of an expansion are a bit odd. Like, how gear is delegated and stuff is, like, it is strange, but it does work, ultimately. And, like, he's got a lot of good points. Like, it is true. It is easy. It is player-friendly. You know, it's very just in your face. It's right in front of you. You can't really fuck it up. I just like, the PF experience thing, man. Oh, God. Holy fuck. Yeah, I mean, like, good video on the whole. You know, I'm glad he's enjoying it. Matt seems to be the more invested one, like he's gotten further. I think Bellular just doesn't have time though, to be fair. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I feel like I've seen their name in games somewhere. I'm not sure. But anyway, good video. Thank you for being